No, I don't.
Okay.
Here we are.
So, yes, we're just talking about, inferences or opinions and, communicate. And so, and again, we'll go back to a little bit about assuming. When somebody says something, clarify.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
If it's not clear.
I thought I heard you say this.
Did you say this?
Mm-hmm. See, I will have a counseling session on Tuesday with a young lady in our church.
Mm-hmm.
And when she comes to come and see me, after she tells me her story, I will kind of say it back to her because I want to make sure that I heard her correctly. And so that is very important.
As you said, that I
communication.
heard you correctly. Not that I listened to you, but you heard.
So yes. And so again, going back, do you listen, or do you hear?
Yeah.
Do you hear what people are saying? I've learned to read between the lines. Sometimes
Yes.
just the expressions on people, the way they look when they're telling a story
Yeah.
or talking, I can tell by the expression on it, because we don't see our expressions.
No. No.
It's amazing how, when you look at people in church, are kind of like, I know, because when I would be in church preaching and I would look at the faces of people, they were going,
Or even in school, in the Bible school, sometimes people look at me, and they look so hard at you, and say, okay, did I say something wrong? What?
so, but the point
I just
is,
lost a tooth. Was looking at you that way, I got a little. You know what I mean? They look at you so
sorry,
hard. I said, okay.
but really, you sometimes wonder, is there something
Did I
wrong?
become green suddenly with a little tuk, 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 tuk? I don't wonder.
And so just, you can't go by what you see.
No.
But, just, give people space, and in the mission field, this is so important.
Yeah.
Communicate. Is this what you think? Is this how you see it? Is this what you said to me?
Yeah.
Is this what you mean by what you said? And so it just kind of clarifies things and helps. And when you do that, people kind of see you as a person who's wanting to communicate.
Also, and one thing that you have to keep in consideration is that even if you come, for example, here in Cameroon and they speak English like you, they don't speak the same English.
No.
So what words for you mean something, maybe for them mean something else.
Mm-hmm.
So they use a different expression, different way of saying things. For example, yesterday I was at school. And one of the students, a guy, he told me, "Oh, you look sweet today." So I turned around and I said, "Okay."
Oh, I know about that. That
Yeah.
means that you look great. You look good.
Voila. But you see, I turned around and I said, "Okay." I know I can be his grandmother, but I never had anybody telling me I would look sweet.
Who
But
said that?
Wilfred. But thank you, Lord, that Patricia was there, another lady. She's a pastor's wife, so she's
She understood what he was saying.
Yeah, she
I
said,
understood what he
"Yeah,
was
you
saying.
look very sweet today." I said, "Okay." I said, "What do you mean exactly?" I said, "You look really young. Your way of just." Oh, okay.
It's their way of.
You see,
it's
you
a way
can-
of complimenting that you look good.
But you see, you can assume all kind of things in the moment, because I was giving my back to them. I was writing some things, So the moment he said, "You look sweet," I said, "Okay, how am I to take this?" You know what I mean?
I remember when I first moved here, and we were listening to somebody's message, and he used the SH word.
He did? Okay.
SHI.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm sitting there and I'm going,
Did I hear properly? First of all.
And I looked at my husband, and he kind of looked at me, and he kind of laughed, because I was not familiar with the pidgin language or broken English language. And that is a very common word. When they talk about going to the bathroom, they use that word. And it's not a dirty word. It's like us saying boo-boo or...
Yeah, it's that... For them it's common.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend it.
Yeah. We are practical.
But
we are getting down to the practical part here.
I'm just like, and John and my husband said it's part of the pidgin language. It's normal. That's not a dirty word here, and it's not. It's not considered a dirty word. One time, a pastor had on Playboy bunny socks, and they love to show their socks. That under their pants he was just sporting his Playboy bunny socks, and he thought they were really cute, and
very fashionable.
We had a visitor, and the visitor was like looking at his socks, and my husband was looking at him, and it was funny because he didn't know what that was.
Yeah,
they don't have a clue what those things are.
It just looked nice to him, and it was
little bunnies on it, little prints of little nice bunnies.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So, sometimes, don't assume right away that, the person's trying to get on you or is trying to be, offensive, because here, things they're different.
I told my son, if you're speaking pidgin, don't you use that word.
Yeah.
Because my son spoke pidgin very well when he lived here.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure
he knew how to knack that language. Yeah. That's pidgin. Well sapped. That's another way of saying you look good.
Well sapped?
Well sapped. So there's so many things. So, it's just talking about language and the way you speak and
so don't assume anything, just to be open and say, okay, I don't get that. Can you say that in other words so I can get that again?
Yeah, and we're just talking as we go. I mean, we need to share some scriptures too, I know. But going back to listening, do you hear? Or do you, I was trying to communicate some things to a person that I was a bit concerned about some behaviors, and I wrote an email or a Facebook message to the person, and I don't think the person read the message and took it completely wrong. And we live in a texting world. Texting is one of the worst forms of communication. I don't know how many times I will text something very simple to somebody and they completely misunderstood it. And I know sometimes my brother and I'll text back and he'll make a little short statement, and I have to text back and say, what do you mean by that? Because it didn't quite seem right what he said to me. I was like, well, wait a minute, what are you saying to me?
Yeah.
But I know texting is ruining social skills.
Yeah.
Texting is ruining social skills in the United States. And when I was I'm going to close with this because we have to go to another segment, and I know you have something to say at the end. This should take me about a minute to say. When I was in Bible school, in Victory Bible College in Tulsa a few years ago, we had an African student in the School of Worship. And we were in the School of Worship office one day, me and several other students. And he comes in, he's an African. And he goes around and he's shaking everybody's hand. And everyone goes, you're so friendly. And I said, yeah, and this is what I said. That's because he's from Africa. And that's an African culture.
Yeah.
When you go into a room, you don't just go in and you act like no one is there. And we do that in America.
Oh, yes, we do.
We do that in America. And I said, that's part of the culture.
Yeah.
And I said, when I come back to the States after I've been in Africa for 5 or 6 months, I come home to the States, I'm automatically going around shaking everybody's hand because that's what I do when I'm here, and it becomes a big habit. And in the States, we don't do that.
Yeah, they look at you as if you're crazy.
Oh, who are you? We're not. We don't, and we could learn some things from the African.
Oh yes, we can, absolutely. Every time I get to school, if there is a student there, they always welcome me. Said welcome.
Uh-huh.
Things that we don't really do. I remember the first time I went to Victory in Tulsa, and was an evening service, and Pastor Billy Joe told everybody just turn around and greeting the people around you. Mm-hmm. And that moment I was coming from France, I was the greeting person at the door. And I used to kiss everybody, 3 kisses to everybody. So, this guy turned around And I just went, oh, hi, nice to meet you. And he got, there was this crazy woman behind me, you know. And after you learn just to cool down and...
Yes. So you know, so it's all about communication. Now
Yeah.
we're into 10 minutes, but
Yeah, okay.
you know, it's just
Don't assume.
yeah.
Ask.
Yeah,
Is the best
and
thing.
it's a wonderful thing to be on the mission field,
Yeah.
and you get so used to things, and you just go with the flow.
Yeah. And we flow well here.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
okay, let's close now, and
Yeah.
we'll come back. Okay.
Bye.